What up, what up, what up, YouTube? This is Mr. T at Mr. T Do Numbers. Alright, I'm back with another lesson. This time, I'm doing ordering decimals. Alright? I already did one on comparing decimals. Right? Now, this time, I'm going to do ordering decimals. So, what you need to know is that there is comparing decimals inside of ordering decimals. Alright? So, comparing decimals is when you're seeing which one is greater than the other one, all right? Which one's less than the other one, or if they are equal. To compare something to see the difference between them, right? Which one's more, which one's less, or if they're equal. Now, you have to do that before you put them in a certain order. To order means to arrange in a certain fashion. So, if I'm ordering decimals, I'm going to arrange the decimals in a certain fashion, right? That means I'm going to arrange them from least to greatest, or I'm going to arrange them from greatest to least, right? So, step one of ordering decimals would be to put all the decimals in a place value chart. Of course, Mr. Tran believes in adding zeros if necessary, because some of the decimals end in tenths, some of them end in hundreds, some of them end in thousands. It's much easier if all of them end in the same place value spot. Let's just say thousands. It's much easier to deal with if all of them end in thousands, or all of them end in hundreds, or all of them end in tenths, right? Step two, once I have them all in a place value chart, I'm going to compare the digits from left to right. Again, the reason why I'm going from left to right is because the left has the bigger place value, right? The left has the dollars. The right side of the decimal point has the cent. And we all know if I have more dollars than you, it doesn't matter if you have more cent than me. So you're going to start from left to right when you're comparing the decimal signs. Now, in step three, instead of using the comparison symbols to compare the decimals, in step three, I'm going to arrange the decimals how the problem wants you to arrange them. All right? So your problem will let you know how to arrange them. Arrange them from least to greatest. Arrange them from greatest to least, right? So I did a problem in my class with some Olympic swimmers, right? I have Michael Phelps. I have Ryan Held. I have Nathan, I forgot his last name, and I have Caleb Dressel. They're the United States swim team, all right? They won gold medals, things like that. So I had a picture of them and with the gold medals, and I had their swim times in a 4x100, right? So I have the swimmers, I have the times, and I want my class to order the decimals from least to greatest, right? So this video is me showing how to order them from least to greatest, all right? Step one, put all the decimals in a place value chart. Add zeros if necessary, right? So, Mr. Traham, I like to do a simplified place value chart. I like to draw a T-table. I like to put my decimal point in the corner of the T-table. Then I go look at my numbers. I have 2 digits to the left, which means I need 2 place value spots to the left. I have 2 digits to the right of the decimal point, which means I need 2 digits to the right. All right? Now, the place value spot right in front of the decimal point to the left, that's the 1 whole spot. If I know anything about base 10, 1 whole, the next spot is 10 wholes. Right? Now, on the other side of the decimal point, I have parts. If I take 1 whole and break it into 10 parts, that is tenths, or 1 out of 10. All right? 1/10 place. Now, if I take 1 whole and break it into 100 parts, that's hundredths, or 1 out of 100. So this is my simplified place value chart. All right? Now I say, how many decimals do you have? Well, I have 4 swimmers. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to make a dot for each one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm going to simply place them in the decimal, place them in the place value chart according to where the decimal point is. In Michael Phelps' number, he has 47 holes and 12 hundredths. So 47 is on the left side of the decimal point. So mainly the decimal point is between the 7 and the 1. And on the left of the 7 I have 4. And on the right of the 1 I have 2. If you focus on the decimal point, you can't go wrong. All right? Now I'm going to put an M right here because this is Michael Phelps. All right? You want to label the decimals. That way, when you put them in order, you know which one is in first, which one is second, third, and fourth. So you always want to put a little label or something that lets you know who is represented by this decimal. All right? So Ryan held is 47 and 73 hundredths. So the decimal point is between the 7 and the 7. So there's a 7 in the ones place, there's a 7 in the tenths place, and then on the left side of this 7, I have a 4, and on the right side of that 7, I have a 3. All right, again, we're focusing on lining up the decimal points. This is Ryan, so I'm going to put an R next to him. Next, I have Nathan. He has 46 and 97 hundredths. The decimal point is between 6 in the ones place and 9 in the tenths place. All right, which means there's going to be a 4 to the left of the 6 and a 7 to the right of the 9. All right, then I'm going to put an N right here because this is Nathan's. Now last I have Caleb Dressel. Swim time is 48 and 1/10. Well, the decimal point is between 8 holes and 1/10. And there's a 4 on the left side of the 8 in the 10th place, in the 10 holes place. All right, so I'm going to put a C right here for Caleb. Now, add zeros if necessary. Well, you see that Caleb's number ends in tenths and everyone else's swim time ends in hundredths. So I'm going to put a placeholder 0 in the hundredths place to let you know that 48 and 1/10 is the same thing as 48 and 10 hundredths. All right, so step 1 is complete. Step 2 says compare the digits from left to right. So I'm going to start in the far left corner, which means I'm going to start in the 10 holes because that's the biggest place value size I have. So in the 10 holes place, I have 4, 4, 4, 4. So all of them are 40, 40, 40, and 40, right? 4 in the 10 holes place. Basically what I'm saying is all of these are the same, right? Now the object is to put them in order from least to greatest. Well, you can't do nothing with the 10 holes place value because all of them are the same. Now you go to the 1 holes place value and you saying, okay, I'm trying to go from least to greatest, which means 7, 7, 6, 8. Okay, 6 is the least, then you have 7, then you have 7, and then you have 8. This is from least to greatest. This indicates that the 6 is the least. The ones with the 7 in the ones place, those is number 2 and number 3. And the one with 8 is the greatest. So if you're going from least to greatest, this will be 1, 2, 3, and 4. So from here, I know that the one with the 6, that's number 1. Number 2 is one of these 7s. Number 3 is one of these 7s. But number 4 is the one with the 8. We know that that one's the greatest. Mr. Traham, how do I know it makes sense? Because you have $47, $47, $46, $48. If I'm going from least to greatest, $46 is obviously first, then $47, $47, then $48 is last. So it makes sense that $46 will be first and $48 will be last. Now you have to distinguish between second and third. One of those 7s is going to be second and the other one is going to be third. You won't know that from the one whole spot. So you take these two numbers with 7 and you look at the 10th spot. Right? You no longer care about Nathaniel. You no longer care about Caleb because they already got their spots. But you're still looking at Michael and you're still looking at Ryan. But you're looking at them in the 10th spot now. And you see Michael has a 1 and Ryan has a 7. And what that means is if I'm going from least to greatest, Michael with his 1 has to be second. And Ryan with his 7 has to be third. All right, that's step 2. You're going to compare the digits from left to right. And you're going to keep the order in mind when you're doing that. All right, so step 3, arrange the decimals how the problem wants you to. Well, you already have them right here. It's just a matter of putting them in order. Right? So your answer choices will say, all right, arrange the times, the swim times in order from least to greatest. If they do that, then you will have 46 and 97 hundredths. Then you will have 47 and 12 hundredths. Then you will have 47 and 73 hundredths. And then lastly, you'll have 48 and 1/10. Right? Now, this is if the answer says put the swim times in order from least to greatest. Sometimes the answer choice says put the swimmers in order, or whatever your labels are, the words. Sometimes you have to put the words in order from least to greatest, right? So a lot of times they'll name something, name some mountains, or they'll name some people, and they'll say, put these in order from least to greatest, right? And sometimes the answer will be the times or the heights or whatever they're measuring in numbers. But other times you have to put the labels in order from least to greatest or greatest to least. So Caleb's time, so 46 and 97 hundredths, that first time, that is Nathan. So Nathan is first from least to greatest. Then 47 and 12 hundredths is Michael. So Michael is next. Then 47 and 73 hundredths, Ryan is next. And then you have Caleb. So sometimes the answer will be put the actual numbers in order from least to greatest. And then sometimes you'll have to put the labels, whatever names that these numbers represent. Sometimes you'll have to put those in order from least to greatest. All right. The same thing goes for greatest to least. All right. And this is Mr. T at Mr. T Do Numbers. This is a simple lesson on ordering decimals. Again, to order something means to arrange it in a certain way. But you have to compare it first before you can order it. Peace.